Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. Welcome to Bible Talk from the Green Room. We are in command number 30 today. It says, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, give to the one who asks. It says, forgiveness and reconciliation are clearly near the heart of Jesus and his life and in his message there. When we dig into these commands more, we begin to understand them a little better. Look at Matthew 18:21 to 22. Look at Luke 6:27 and Matthew 5:47 there. It goes through, it says, but Jesus made clear that the effort to be reconciled is crucial. We should make all reasonable efforts to be reconciled with those who have taken offense to our actions. Reasonable efforts there. Sometimes things aren't worth going after. People, just act different, and every offense is not warranted there. I've lived through that, and the book here talks about it as well. Love greets people outside of our group. Sometimes that can be the hardest thing to do, is to love those who look different than you, who definitely act different than you, who may be participating in things that are different than you, look after themselves different than you. But Jesus does not call us to separate those people from our lives. Jesus calls us to dive right in there with them, hug on them, love on them, just as if they are just like us, because they were made in the image of God just like we were, so they should be loved as well. It says, do good to those who hate you. Sometimes loving on those who hate you and then doing good on top of that can make that person's heart change a little bit. It's one thing to sit at home and pray for someone's heart to change that has hurt you or wronged you or doesn't like you. But when you go to that person and forgive them and then show acts of love on top of that, those are the type things that really change situations. It says, do good to people through healing. It says, doing good to people when hated, we just touched on. It says, turn the other cheek. And there's times that we have to do that and love people through that situation. Give to the one who asks. And I tell a story here that's very embarrassing to me, but it's true. Early on when I was a believer, I was holding a little Bible study in a barn, and one of my good friends that was co-worker at the time, we were approached at a parking lot at a fast food restaurant, and somebody was begging for money. And I was like, I know this dude is strung out. I didn't give him anything. And my friend turned around and handed him a $20 bill and said, now don't you go use this for anything but food and nourishment. He said, God knows your heart, and God's going to know what you do with this. So I'm going to give it to you, and I'm not going to restrict you from what you go do with it. But just know that God's going to know what you do. And it didn't hit me right at that moment, but it did riding home. It's not my decision to make on that. So I've got a little different heart in that now. I try to keep some prepaid gift cards with me to give out to people. I don't want anyone to go hungry. I don't want anyone to go without food or water. So that's a way to try to kind of limit somebody using money for drugs or bad habits or whatever. You can still pour on and help them, but let God be the judge there. Don't withhold from anybody. Give to them and move forward. Now, there's times, in the book here talks about it, there's times that when doing good does not give. And an example they gave in the book is somebody in a rehab facility begging for alcohol. That's a situation clearly where you would not want to give them anything but love, or get them some ice cream or something else to get them off of the focus on what it is they want that's not good for them. But don't withhold. We need to give freely of love. We need to give freely of things. Let God be the ultimate judge there, and let our witness through life help show people that the things we give, the way they should be used, and how they can multiply and reciprocate that as they get healed in their life and move forward. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope everybody has a great Sunday. I love you all. Remember, keep mental health a priority at home, at work, in the community. Do a self check-in and ask everybody around you if they're okay. Talk to you next time.